Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about drawing maps and how we can use maps to help us tell a story, to illustrate a memory, or to help us find our way in a new environment. Today we're going to draw a map with a key and directions. So we're going to start with our key. I'm going to put it up here so it's easy to see. But you can pretty much put it anywhere on your map as long as you know where to find it, or you can tell someone else where to find it. So I'm going to label this key, K-E-Y. That's going to be our reference. That's where we're going to know to look to find the things we're looking for. Now I'm going to put the directions on here. The arrows indicate the direction by pointing to where it's going. So this arrow is going to be pointing north. I'm going to do that straight down here, and this arrow is going to be pointing south. We're going to do this for east and west as well, so I'm going to come over here. That arrow is pointing east, and this arrow will be pointing west. Now, I'm going to use my map today. I'm going to be drawing a map of my neighborhood when I was a little girl. The reason I'm doing this is because I had some really special memories of my summers as a little girl, and I like to remember it, and I like to map things out so it is easier for me to explain what I'm thinking. So I'm going to start by drawing the streets. I'm going to draw the streets by creating negative space. I'm going to draw a series of rectangular boxes, and the space between the boxes will be my streets. So there's one street. There's another street. And now I'm going to create streets going this way. When you're walking in a city or a town, we often call these blocks, and I see why. So if you live on the same block as your best friend, you live in the same space between where the two streets meet. Now, a lot of cities and towns are laid out in nice, even square blocks or rectangular blocks. And it makes it very easy to navigate or learn where you're going when you're trying to find your way around a town. So now we need to label our streets. So remember, I'm labeling my neighborhood from when I was little. Your map may be of something completely different. When you draw your map, it may be a map of your street. It may be a map of your town. It may be a map of the zoo. We can map pretty much anything we want to give us that visual reminder of what we're trying to talk about. So when I grew up, I lived on the corner of Elm. So here's Elm Avenue. Elm Avenue goes from west to east. Elm Avenue was there. This was Oak Street. This was Park. Park Drive. And then these are the cross streets. So this was 6th Street. It's hard to write sideways. You can turn your paper if you want, but I'm not going to because it's harder for the videoing. So this is 6th Street, and this was 5th Street. Now, there are so many things in everybody's neighborhoods, but I'm going to draw the key to indicate the things that were important to me. So I'm going to put just the stuff that I want to remember or I want to talk about on my map. So I'm going to draw a box with little slashes, little lines, and a triangle. That's going to indicate houses. That's a house, so I'm going to label it house. So anytime I draw this on my map, the key is telling me that I am looking at a house on the map. I'm going to draw the park where I played a lot as a little girl. So this is going to be my icon or my key for park. Now, one of the things that was so very important to me as a little girl was our neighborhood library. So I'm going to draw a book. And that's going to be a library. I'm going to actually add this because this might be helpful. This was 7th Street. This was 4th. Okay. All right. And then another important thing growing up was the store, because my mom would send me sometimes to get groceries. She worked in the summer and I stayed home. Store. Okay, all right. If I can think of anything else that's important to me while I'm telling the story, I can come back and add to my key. All right, so I lived at the corner of Elm and 6th. So here's my house. Now remember, we know that's a house because of that. Now, if I want to tell you whose house that was, I can put a little star next to it, and I can say my house. So some mornings in the summer, I would wake up and I would walk up 6th Street to where my best friend lived. And I would knock on her door and I'd ask if she wanted to go to the library with me. So to indicate that that's her house, I can put this on the key too. Best friend's house. Okay. So I would stop and I would get her and we would walk up and we would pass the park. Sometimes we would stop before we went to where we were going, or sometimes we come on the way back. So because of the key, I know that I have 2 houses on my map and a park. So we would walk up 6th Street and we'd walk down Park and we would stop at the store. Now, I said that my mom sent me to the store to get stuff, but sometimes we would stop and get candy. My mom does not need to remember that part of the story. So, my friend, I would walk to get her, and then we would walk to the store. And I know that's a store because it matches that picture on the key. Then we would come back out and we'd walk down 5th Street and we'd stop at the library. We'd go in and we'd get some books. We'd hang out. We'd check out our books and then we'd come back down. And if it was a really nice day, we might go all the way back and stop back at our park. Or we might just leave and come across here and go to our own separate houses. Now, the reason I think this is cool is because I could use this to help you see my neighborhood in your imagination, or I could send this to my friend and say, do you remember when we used to walk to the store and to the library? Or I can use this to help people find something on the map. If I wanted to tell somebody how to get to the store, I could use this map and direct them by telling them how to go. You can go north on 6th Street, right on right on Oak or east, and then you can go north on 5th to get to the store. Maps don't only have to show streets, they can show your bedroom, they can show your house, they can show your neighborhood, they can show theme parks or zoos. We're going to be talking a little bit about how you can use maps and you can turn them into art to help you show different things about yourself. That's it for now. Bye.